There are loads of different decorating styles around, but have you ever heard of steampunk? It's a pretty bold, out there look and guaranteed to bring just a new feel to your home. Now, I don't claim to know an awful lot about it, but there are a couple of experts who do. Sean and Ella from House Rules, how you going?
How you going?
Bathroom steampunk champions. How was that?
Oh, well, initially we had no idea what steampunk is, so we had to do a lot of research, but eventually we really fell in love with the look, and it's definitely quite bold and out there, but we loved it.
We didn't really get the steampunk rule to start with, and it's taken us a big part of the week to actually figure out what we want to do, but now we've actually seen it, all the ideas in front of us. It's perfect. We couldn't have imagined it to be any better, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm going to sort of glean on the expertise that you learned. I've got a few ideas myself, so together I reckon we can steampunk this little living room. What do you think?
Yeah,
Sounds
great.
good.
Okay, well, let's use your muscle. Let's get this room cleaned out. Come on. So, Ella, I think we really need to paint a picture of what actually is steampunk style.
Yes, well, for me, it's about merging the industrial style with the Victorian era, thinking of things like the inner workings of machinery, old cogs and clocks and maps. It's quite elegant, but it has an industrial edge.
So there's a lot going on, right?
There's a lot going on.
You guys look like naturals. How did you get into House Rules?
I think, you know, being young and pretty motivated, we decided to have a go and, yeah, we're loving it.
Any experience before building?
Oh, absolutely no experience, so
Nothing like being thrown in the deep
threw
end,
ourselves
eh?
in the deep end, but it's definitely been worth it.
My instant reaction is love it.
It's got
Love
that
it.
steampunk thing happening. That's the most obvious thing, isn't it?
They've not just sort of regurgitated steampunk, they've actually tried to turn it into something really quite luxy. It's the use of the very glossy metallic mosaic at the end there, and then these brick tiles.
Did they ever give you any painting lessons on House Rules?
No.
Okay, all right, let me help.
Give me one?
So generally what you do is you load up your roller, like you've done here, and so you take off the excess and you flip it over, so you've got not too much, but you've got a decent amount. And see how you started right on the edge? That's when you're going to have most paint in the roller, so you're going to have a thick glug of paint down there. So if you start a little bit away from the edge, like here, by the time you kind of work towards the edge, you've kind of got a lot of the paint gone from the roller. So you're kind of letting the roller do the job for you. And then what you do is you get your roller and you go from the bottom and you just very lightly finish on the up. And it's such a good tip. It stops what they call flashing, which is when you can see those little stop-start lines.
Yep.
Makes you look very professional.
Thank you.
Expert! All right, I've got a little job outside for you. You know the cabinet, the melamine cabinet?
Yep.
It needs an overhaul.
Cool, sounds good.
Ah, so here's the cupboard,
Here it is.
ready for some magic.
Yep.
So what I think we need to do is hide all of that stuff away. You remember all the wires and things, but down below here. So we can make a whole area for that. But for the top of the cupboard, we just need to chunk it up, make it more industrial and just so that it fits in there. To give it the steampunk look, we're adding moulding and wooden buttons that'll look like rivets. Okay, so this is our frame that we can work within. We're framing the original wallpaper using old, empty frames and adding a little more interest using frame templates as stencils. I think you might have to get a new manicure, Ella. Your nails are going from pink to black very quickly. Oh!
Hey! Look at that. That looks awesome.
It's cool, isn't it?
It looks really good.
Alrighty, it's all done. It's definitely a bit chunkier. Now to get some paint on it.
How are you going?
Hello. Just in time for the painting.
That looks good.
Unreal. You followed the house rules.
Follow the rules.
Isn't that cool?
ready,
great.
ready for some painting now.
That's brilliant. That is so good. Once we hit it with the bronze spray paint, straight back to the Victorian age.
Sounds good.
And Ella, see the pile of plumbing pipe over there? It doesn't look like a curtain rod, but after you finish painting it, it's going to be a knockout.
Look good.
Okay, let's all go spraying. It's so good, isn't it? The hammered metal finish.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, well, we better not just stop at the doors. We've got the whole cupboard to do. Keep spraying.
Perfect.
All right.
Well done.
How cool is that?
Well, if you were nervous about the black, I think you'll agree it's brave and bold, but it works. And how about these lights? They are such a cute take on the old chandelier. Well, there's so much more fun coming up a little later when we pull this steampunk look together. Good job. Come with me. I want to show you a little gem. This beautiful chair sitting here just rotting away in the corner, it's a little worse for wear. It's kind of got a bit of compost going on down here. It's certainly salvageable. You know, it's got great bones, so what I want to do is incorporate it into our steampunk room. Thinking Vivienne Westwood, not too pretty, but a little bit punky, so it's slightly edgy. So I'm going to clean it up and give it a spray. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so there we go. We're all masked up, ready for the colour. When you're painting fabric, there are a couple of different types of paint you can use. The one I'm using today is a fabric and vinyl paint. I just want a light sprayed kind of effect over this. Now this is velvet, so obviously we're never going to get it as soft as the original velvet, but with a light spray, it's just going to give us a very fine dusting of colour. It won't come off in your clothes once it's dry. I think it's going to make this chair look fantastic. Oh, okay, it's dry. The moment of truth. Here we go. This is the exciting bit. Oh, happy. Isn't it amazing what you can do with simple masking tape? So effective.
Wow.
Wowee.
How good does this look?
Have
fun,
a look
huh?
at this one.
Looks awesome.
Amazing, but a little bit of paint.
Yeah.
It looks
Repurpose
amazing.
it.
Matches your shirt,
Sort of matches
really.
my painting.
So you like?
I
Yeah,
love it.
it's different,
It
but,
looks awesome. Watch the lights.
Oh, hello. What do you think?
Oh, wow.
Is that steampunk enough?
That is
that
very steampunk.
So very simple, but a bit of red velvet
Red
and
velvet.
gold.
Ooh.
Perfect.
That engagement ring, Ella, I have to ask, is Sean romantic? How did this man propose?
In Venice, in Italy, on a gondola at sunset.
I was so nervous. I was shaking so much. I actually dropped the ring in the bottom of the boat, so lucky it didn't go through the cracks.
So any dates proposed for the real wedding?
Not yet.
Yes.
We've been a little bit busy on house rules, but hopefully we can make some plans soon.
Alrighty, flick the switch,
Cool.
Sean.
Flick it on.
Light it up. Whoa!
Hey.
Look at that.
So cool.
Like?
Love it.
Yeah, it's pretty bright.
Is it as good as the bathroom though?
Oh, different.
Very different. Definitely steampunk though. I
Yeah.
think we've nailed the rule.
Fantastic. Well, I love it. This is a look that you're probably more familiar with in fancy hotels and those posh bars, but I think you can see here how it really works so well in the home. This room has definitely been transformed just with all of these little character-filled additions. Well, I think that Sherlock Holmes would definitely feel at home here, and maybe even Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen.
Lawrence would love it.
Guys, I've had a blast working with you both. You've been a lot of fun.